It is the Congress's all-out attack on Narendra Modi as state polls near after Digvijay Singh accused Narendra Modi of being a liar. Now you have the External Affairs Minister Salman Khurseed slamming Modi's attempts to reach out to the minorities. Salman Khurseed says Modi knows only 3 words of Urdu and they all begin with Shehzada.
BJP's Prime Ministerial candidate Narendra Modi in his Patna speech said that Gujarati Muslims are prosperous and their application for Hajj far outnumbers that which come from Bihar. On this issue, I am joined by External Affairs Minister Salman Khurseed, who is also in charge of Hajj activities. Sir, data was juxtaposed and he juxtaposed the data of Bihar with that of Gujarat. Do you agree?
I don't think that public speeches on policy are about picking up little bits of data from here and using it for some purpose. It's an old trick. Using statistics to lie is a very old trick. I don't know whether he's even correct about this data. I mean, I am not now looking after the Hajj committee directly, but we can ask the Hajj committee to give us feedback on this. But the fundamental thing is that if you want to be clever with data, I could also give data about how many Muslims have been killed in Gujarat and how many have been killed in Bihar. There would be a vast difference. But is our public speeches about picking up isolated bits of data and using them to fool people? I think it's the fundamental thing that you must show of your performance, and you must also speak of what you intend to do. Not one speech of Mr. Modi tells this country what he intends to do for this country. Not one speech. All he does is to find fault. All he does is to give out bits of information on which he tries to build up some kind of a counter case against everybody else in the country. This is not serious way of presenting to the country an option or an alternative for a way this country would be governed in the future.
Juxtaposition was very interesting. He said there is a quota of 7,500 for Bihar, but only 6,000 applicants come for the Hajj. But there is a small quota from Gujarat, which is roughly 5,000 something, but there are more than 37,000 applicants for Hajj every year. This was the juxtaposition of data.
I could ask for you another justification. How many Gujaratis actually go for Hajj on their own? This is only about subsidized Hajj. What about Gujaratis who go on Hajj on their own? Is there a figure for that as well? How many Gujaratis wanted to go on Hajj, but they were slaughtered and couldn't go on Hajj? Are there any figures for that as well? I don't think we can get into this kind of demeaning argument about figures. I think the argument has to be, and there are statistics that are used by serious people to describe how well a society is functioning. The Planning Commission has these statistics, and I think nobody can say that Gujarat is not a state in which there's a serious issue of undernourishment. Nobody can say that Gujarat is not a state in which poverty increases has come in those segments that were not affected by poverty in the past, and nobody can say that in Gujarat people can do and can confidently say that they feel socially safe. If they seek protection and they are persuaded that the only way they can get protection is to join the Modi bandwagon, that doesn't satisfy us. We want safety, security and dignity.
Mr. Khurseed, this election has been observed by international publications very keenly and very closely. The editorial board of the New York Times very categorically in its edit said that this leader is someone who cannot lead because India is a plural society and there is a substantial population which feels very unnerved by his very presence as a prime ministerial candidate of a particular party.
Well, everyone's going to make their own analysis. My view is simply this, that there is a discourse and a level of discourse that our country deserves. I think that we are demeaning ourselves by letting him Mr. Modi bring the discourse down to the level to which he is reached. I hope someone will do a linguistic analysis of his speeches, and somebody would do a content analysis of his speeches, and then come out before this country to say, here's a man who speaks this language, here's a man who's so vacuous about his content, and here is a man who now wants to be Prime Minister of this country. A country where people have traditionally always felt, said and espoused a way of life in which you do not seek something for yourself. Here is a man who wants to project himself as a prime ministerial candidate. This is not the India that we've known.
And last question to you. He's a person who had refused to apologize for the Gujarat riots, and now the recurrent theme in his speeches before the Lok Sabha election is development for minorities. In your view, why this political somersault by Narendra Modi?
Well, I don't know if it's a political somersault or this is Narendra Modi, the real person, which is that what he says and what he does are two different things. Desperation to be Prime Minister. If you think what you did in Gujarat was good, then you should seek Prime Ministership on that record. Let's not change the goalposts. You're going to change the goalposts just in order to win? Gujarat election that he won for the first time was an election that he was going to lose. Everybody knows that. He changed the goalpost. In a macabre and in an unwholesome manner, he changed the goalposts after Godhra. Now he wants to change the goalposts for another way, in another manner, in order to blindfold people and not let them see for themselves what the truth is. Well, this is a democracy. Let him do what he wants to do. There are enough people who will tell the people of this country what the truth is, and then the people will then judge.
But if I have to just pitch in one more question, how is Congress party taking his personalized attack on Rahul Gandhi, the word Shehzada, and the weaving, the whole dynasty discourse in the way Congress functions?
See, I don't want to give his silly feudal statements that kind of importance. The party will take a line. I certainly think that that his understanding of the Indian mind is way off the mark, really way off the mark. He's talking about somebody being a Shehzada because I think there are 3 or 4 words that he knows of the Urdu language, and he uses them extensively. I would rather he use a better word. I would rather that he spent a little more time learning the language, because he starts using these kind of words. I just think that we shouldn't take at least his idiom very seriously. I think there are far more dangerous elements in his personality. We should concentrate on those.
So thank you for speaking with us. With camera person Alok Bhatnagar, Kartikeya Sharma from Delhi for Headlines Today.